What is there to say other than thank you DC Fandome for blessing us with the trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a video game I didn't know that I needed until right now. With 2 years until its expected release, we're stuck waiting for the full game and some more reveals, but that doesn't mean that we can't start picking apart what they've already given us. Hello all you gamers out there, my name is Jack Stevens and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. Man, am I excited for this one because today we are going to be talking about the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League trailer that we got a peek at DC Fandome. And specifically, we'll be looking at some Easter eggs, some hidden references, and just doing some good old speculating on what they've already shown us. Now I'll be doing my best to go in order of appearance in the trailer, but please don't get too mad at me if I do a little jumping around, okay? If you haven't got your fill of video game Easter eggs after this video, then you should head on over to Amanda's video where she talks about the top 10 Gotham Knights Easter eggs that you missed. Her and I did a little bit of collabing for these two videos, sitting and watching the trailer together while speculating. It was tons of fun, so you should definitely go and check out what we noticed. Anyways, let's get into some Suicide Squad. Number 10, signs and graffiti. Now just so that you're aware, my first 2 points on this list today are going to be some fairly general references, so if you're looking for some more specific Easter eggs, then feel free to skip ahead a little bit. So in this point we'll be taking a look at some of these signs and graffiti seen throughout the trailers that are references to DC characters and such, you know? All of which we actually get a great view of at 38 seconds into the trailer. Going from left to right, we see an interesting looking logo spray painted onto the front of a water tower, and if you look closely, you'll see that this logo is of the notorious biker gang of Gotham City, the Street Demons. Now what they're doing in Metropolis though, that really eludes me. Towards the middle of the screen you'll see a billboard for a service called North that reads, "All dressed up, no place to go." And that's actually referencing the Penguin's weapon laundering service from Arkham Knight known as North Refrigeration, which helps further solidify that this game takes place in the same universe. And finally to the right we see a billboard for the Daily Planet, which is obviously referring to Clark Kent's place of employment, which really just helps us even further state that we are currently in Metropolis. Number 9, other subtle building references. Like the last point, we're going to be looking at some buildings in the trailer that are references to some cool or obscure stuff in the DC universe. At 38 seconds, once again, it is just such a great shot of everything. I'm sorry we're going right back there. We catch a glimpse of the Big Belly Burger sign in the bottom left, which is a staple fast food chain in the DC universe, both in the comics and the CW show. And then a few seconds later, at 43 seconds, we see the entrance to Sundollar Coffee, a coffee joint in the DC universe that appears anywhere. It's basically like the Tim Hortons of DC. Watch ahead until 48 seconds and you'll see a pretty big looking explosive round with Star Labs logo on it, which insinuates that the Flash and other heroes associated with Star Labs are around, which is honestly pretty exciting. And then this next one is a little quick and very obscure, but at 2 minutes and 25 seconds, we catch a glimpse of Carlisle's Bakery that appeared only one time in the comics, all the way back in 1996's Superman, The Man of Tomorrow #5. And then finally, this one is pretty obvious, but on the top right of the screen at 2 minutes and 55 seconds, we catch a glimpse of LexCorp, which just lets us know that Lex Luthor might play a role in the game, or just that he's alive and well in the universe, and we might get to see him someday soon. Number 8, BRANIAC. Now this one seems like a pretty obvious one to me, but I'll come out and say it anyways. BRANIAC is definitely the main villain of this game. His infamous skull ship is quite literally the first thing that we see in the trailer, and it is a constant looming figure throughout the entirety of the trailer. Not to mention that his henchmen are littered throughout the city and a number of them are taken out by the squad. Also, if you pay really close attention to the end of the trailer, you'll notice that there's something up with Superman's eyes. They're all glowing purple, and this is likely indicating that good old Clark is under the influence of BRANIAC, and that's why he's so okay with just disintegrating that poor pilot. Now I know this is set in the Arkhamverse, but could there be some connection to the Injustice games? I mean, he was the bad guy for the second game, and I doubt that it's just a coincidence that it just so happens to be the main villain of this game as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about that, and if you agree with me even in the slightest. Number 7, props and weapons. Just before we get to see Deadshot's face, we get a subtle little reveal of what some of the members of the Suicide Squad will be using weapon-wise, specifically for Harley Quinn and Captain Boomerang. It's slightly blurry, but if you look to the left of Deadshot, right in front of Captain Boomerang on the ledge, we see a cupcake, a grenade, a soda can, and a gun. Later in the trailer, it's revealed that some of these are the weapons that the squad uses. Well, not the soda can, so just ignore that one, okay? The cupcake and grenade are both used by Harley Quinn, the cupcake specifically when she places it on the henchman and hits it with a hammer, and then the grenade when she throws it in the air and hits it right off the rooftop with her bat. The gun is revealed to be Captain Boomerang's a few seconds later after we see it because it clearly has an Australian flag and a boomerang on it, and he uses it to, you know, shoot the bad guys in the trailer because that's exactly what guns are for. Now I always love when we get to see the weapon before any gameplay because I get to use my imagination, so I truly love that. Number 6. Hero Shoutouts. In my first walkthrough of the trailer, I totally missed this reference to two superheroes who may or may not appear in the game. At around 1 minute and 26 seconds in the trailer, you'll notice that King Shark is sitting at a table in Dollar Slice, and tied to that table is 2 balloons, one with the Batman symbol and color scheme and the other with the Green Lantern logo and color scheme. There are 2 ways that I interpreted this. This either means that Batman and Green Lantern will be in the game and play a part in the story, or they alongside the other members of the Justice League are dead. And let me explain why I think that. King Shark is seen playing with the balloons and immediately pops both of them, which led me to believe that King Shark is aware that these 2 aren't around anymore, so that means they're dead. What could have killed them though? I mean, it's probably Superman, right? Let me know in the comments below what you think. Number 5. Superman. Unless you're able to watch everything going on at once, or you've got some amazing reflexes, and can pause the video with extreme accuracy, then you probably missed this the first time through. So, you know how Superman appears at the end of the trailer and it's revealed that he is the one that SWAT has to kill? Well, at first I was kind of wondering where exactly he was showing up from, so I went back and watched it all again, and realized that Superman was there flying around the city throughout the entirety of the trailer, and he's actually the reason that the city has taken so much damage. The first time I noticed him was around 1:37 when we see a red streak fly between the 2 buildings, and then the camera backs out and we see another streak that causes an explosion. This is undoubtedly Superman, and if you don't believe me, go back and watch the trailer again, it all lines up. Trust me. Number 4. Hotel Bonnie. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, why is this a point? It's just a building in a background that hasn't really been in the DC universe at all, and yes, you're right, but just roll with me on this one, okay? So, I think the name of the hotel is in reference to Bonnie, Amanda Waller's assistant in the newly redesigned Bella Reeve. In the comics, she aids her boss in the day-to-day operation of Bella Reeve and the Suicide Squad. You know, she gives a tour of the facility to Vic Sage, for which she is admonished by Waller, who condemns her for her naivete for believing that Sage has changed or is on their side. Later, at the culmination of Sage's plot to destroy Amanda Waller about his plan, Bonnie accidentally overhears him telling Black Manta his plan to reveal the squad to the public. She objects, obviously, when he offers to let her join him in the private sector, and he just shoots her in the chest, killing her. Maybe she won't be in this game at all, but the developers wanted to give her a shout out nonetheless, and I really love that. Number 3. Brave New World. This is another one that I could be reading way too far into, but I really feel like Rocksteady would definitely try and fit in as many references to DC Comics that they can into just one of their games. At 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the bottom left corner, we catch an almost full glimpse of a poster advert for the Daily Planet that says, "Conquer a brave new world." Now, someone who doesn't know about comics will probably pay no attention to it because it's just some words on a sign. Who cares? But comic aficionados like Amanda, Connor, and myself immediately thought of the 2006 DC one-shot entitled, you guessed it, Brave New World. Put simply, this one-shot takes place directly after Infinite Crisis, which is one of DC's biggest events ever. And in 80 pages they introduce the aftermath and what exactly is going to be happening following this huge event. If that's your kind of thing, then I highly recommend you check it out. If that's not, that's cool too. Either way, I'm very happy to see that they're maybe acknowledging some of DC's past stories. Number 2, Batman Who Laughs? Okay, so this one is just like purely speculation because I highly doubt they would ever include the Batman Who Laughs in a video game anytime soon that isn't specifically centered around him and the Dark Multiverse, but hey, I mean, you never know, right? The reason I think this is a Batman Who Laughs reference is because of some graffiti that we see on event. At around 2 minutes and 15 seconds, when Harley Quinn bashes in that henchman's skull with her bat and then throws him into the ground, we catch a glimpse of a Batman logo with a Joker smile. A lot of people were thinking that this means there's going to be a gang in the game that uses this as their tag, but I personally think that this is a reference to the Batman Who Laughs, one of the scariest Batman out there in the DC multiverse. And like, what a perfect time to make a reference to him because we are right in the beginning stages of Dark Knight's death metal right now. Is this Rocksteady's subtle way of opening up the Arkhamverse to include the Dark Multiverse? I mean, I sure hope so. And number 1, Blaze Comics. Not the most amazing Easter egg to end off on, but like I said, I was gonna do my best to go in order of appearance in the trailer, and really this is the last one that I could find. Now, if you're not familiar with what Blaze Comics is, that is totally okay. That's the kind of DC know-how I would expect from the top 10 nerd community. Basically, in the DC universe, Blaze Comics is an in-universe comic book publisher, known best for publishing the Booster Gold comic series. This was both a good and bad thing though, because the comic was incredibly popular, woohoo. However, it attracted the attention of the 1000, and both the creators of the comic were killed so that the group could get all the secrets on the hero. Anyways, if you look to the right of the screen in the trailer at 2 minutes and 54 seconds at the yellow sign below LexCorp, you'll see the actual headquarters of Blaze Comics. Super cool, and I love that they squeezed that little reference in there. I mean, who knows, maybe you'll get to explore the actual headquarters in the game, and maybe it'll act as some sort of hub for the team. That'll be it for this video, everyone. If I missed any Easter eggs that you feel should be mentioned, let us know in the comments below, and while you're there, why not let us know your favorite part of the trailer as well. If you're not subscribed to us already, you should definitely hit that subscribe button so you can continue getting all your gaming tidbits and know-how from Amanda, Connor, and myself. And while you're at it, why not ring that notification bell so you know whenever we upload a video. As always, my name is Jackson Stevens. Thank you so much for watching, gamers, and we will see you next time.